Hey guys, what's going on? ThirdStreet Reactions here. We're back with Shane.
Zach.
We're back with The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 4. So, Brett joined us for the last one, guys. Go check that reaction out. He is our editor. He edited the majority of Clone Wars.
Good man.
Good man. But last episode, we had two storylines, obviously. We had Crosshair,
Yes.
which I know you'd be really interested in that. And we had the rest of Clone Force 99. They crash-landed on Ordo Moon, which it's kind of like, I think it's pretty much the first and only time we hear of it. But they had an Ordo Moon Dragon, which we kind of talked about that, the idea.
Feeds on raw energy, but
Yeah.
it looks like it would eat other animals. And
Yeah.
what raw energy does it get?
I mean, it's just like, I don't want Star Wars to take that stuff seriously, because we wouldn't have space slugs, we wouldn't have...
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
line between the hard science fiction Nazis that are like, how does that happen? Versus the fantastical. But at the same time, I think there comes a point where it's like, okay, well, we need to recognize that.
Yeah, I ultimately think
if anything, like, leave some things up in the air. I don't have to know. Obviously, it was a plot point that this thing ate raw energy. That's why it stole the canister.
Yes.
And
you remember what else ate raw energy? It was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that big fucking huge thing.
Yeah.
And how does it get that big on raw energy? I mean, I guess if it metabolizes, like, I don't know. Like Godzilla, for instance.
Yeah.
He's like a big, giant, walking what do they call that? Godzilla evolved basically through eating or digesting nuclear waste. And
why didn't it kill him?
Well, it evolved.
Yeah.
And it became this thing that can evolve.
How did it evolve that fast?
It's like a freak thing in nature.
Yeah.
Like, that was the idea.
Yeah, yeah.
It Shin Godzilla anyway.
Yeah.
And the idea was that it ate that, and now
Not in the real Godzilla.
Now it has like nuclear fission.
It was iguana. Remember that?
The American version.
The American version, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's coffee.
Because it's America. But, anyways, so it was a cool plot point because it allowed, well, first of all, Hunter, like, succumbing to
he has mask knocked off.
mask knocked off, succumbed to the fumes or the atmosphere. And then,
Like Zog.
Zog?
Yeah, the Triceraton and Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wait. I don't know if I got that far.
Mutators!
Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't know if I got
Yeah,
that.
you have got that far because you're in space.
I'm back on Earth now.
Yeah, but you were in space once already.
Yeah.
So you know when Raphael found the Triceraton in the sewers.
Yes.
Yeah, Zog was fucked up because he didn't have his mask.
He didn't have his mask. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
There wasn't enough nitrogen in the atmosphere or something like that, right?
Yes.
And he was all fucked up. He's like, mutators!
Yeah.
Must find them! And running around being a crazy asshole.
He was so cool at first, too.
He was very cool.
Yeah, he's still cool, but he ended up being a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's out of the Triceratons, though. I think he's my favorite one.
You know who I like, though, was that fucking Gladiator guy.
He was cool.
I liked him, dude. He was cool. He was
was his
huge,
name?
too. I can remember. Something cool.
You have the Emperor, Captain Mozart,
Yeah.
and, of course, Zog.
Yeah.
And then really they're the only ones that were named other than that Gladiator, I thought.
Yeah, they only had him a couple episodes. Don't tell me, but I hope I see him again.
He's really big fucking...
Big, way bigger than anybody
Huge
else.
fucking,
Yeah, because he was essentially just not a whistleblower, but he kind of came out to talk about, hey, like, we're losing our way. Like, I mean, we're using the Krang tech and trying to attack them, and we got to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
In terms of Omega, it allowed her to give the audience a chance to see her, like, say, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to do my part as a member of the team. And she went and got that thing, and she didn't have to use any kind of violence. She just used her head.
Well, she figured it out.
And she figured it out, yeah.
So just blasting away.
Yeah.
Like Danny DeVito and Always Sunny. Anyway, I started blasting. You seen that meme?
Every time you do that, we have a 5-minute conversation we have to explain to me. Sunny is one thing I want to react to eventually.
I've only seen...
So-
I think I may have seen the first season. I don't think I've seen very much.
The guy that we used to know, he has always told me how great that show is.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, I want to check it out. Hunter's storyline, though, when it came to him leading and training the new elites that aren't clones, but they're conscripts. What does it mean when you're drafted?
When you're drafted?
Like conscripted soldiers. I thought that meant like you were taken against your will.
Well, I mean, like you have... What is it called?
There's enlisted and conscripted, I thought.
Well, you've enlisted soldiers, conscripted soldiers, and I thought that there's a term for it. It's like your mandatory service.
Yeah.
Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Compulsory.
Compulsory.
It's a compulsory service. But drafting...
Gal Gadot had to do it.
Yeah, well, draft service is, we signed up at 18 for the selective service.
Yeah.
And I think it's randomized. I don't know how much, because I think there were some rules about like so many sons in a family, and like if you were whatever, like you exemptions or whatever those fucking things were. I don't know.
Yeah,
we haven't had to deal with it. But the draft is that's like a lottery. That if you fucking get pulled, you got to go serve.
My dad. That's why he enlisted, because he knew he could just get, his grades were low. I'll just get sent to the front. So he enlisted where he wanted to enlist. Yeah.
Well, my grandpa got drafted.
Yeah.
And he served a tour.
Yeah. So
all his brothers got drafted too.
All of them did?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's nice.
He had 2 brothers, Wayne and Jake.
Wayne. It didn't sound like a brother of Roger Arnold.
Wayne Roger, and Jacob.
Wayne Arnold. Sounds like the black brother.
I
know 2 guys named Wayne are black.
They were all 3 of them were fucking crazy, but Wayne, I guess, was the craziest. So by the end of the episode, we were dealing with Crosshair's storyline.
Yeah.
And the elite team of stormtroopers under Project Warmantle, which is Rampart's project.
Rampart, yeah.
So they, like the one guy, the blonde-haired guy that was talking shit to him.
Yeah, unique design, too.
Yeah. He's like, don't listen to the clone. We're not going to do this.
Yeah.
This is wrong. And he's like, you're not going to comply?
Yeah.
and he shot him.
Soldiers follow orders.
Yeah, do you want to know why they put me in charge?
Yeah.
And he fucking shot him. And the rest of the group's like, they fall in line.
They fell in line,
And he has them kill the survivors, which all 3 of them have their specialist.
jump.
They have their specialist weapons.
Yeah.
The one's got a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And they're just killing these prisoners.
It was awful, but at the beginning of a regime that is in its infancy, I imagine you got to be hard.
Well, that's how most of them went. In Russia, you look at those regime changes, you just wipe people out.
It's tough.
It's like Randall Blythe said, the Lamb of God, the rabbits turn to jackals, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Guys, before we jump into the next episode, if you want to support us, leave a comment down below. Stick around for the review. Also, check us out on Patreon for full-length reactions. Let's jump in.
We won't be doing either. We don't have enough fuel, and we are also entirely out of rations. Com Chatter has our ship's signature on a wanted list. So we scramble it.
You can do that?
Of course I can do it. But I need to land in order to perform. By my calculations, the closest planet is
Pantora.
You remember them? You'll see.
It's like Pantera.
Yeah, you said that in Clone Wars. But you haven't seen this planet. You've seen something within the system. It was a very unique arc in the Clone Wars because there was not one lightsaber used.
I remember us talking about that, but I don't remember.
You'll know as soon as...
The Ruskies.
What, who?
They
What?
have those little onion buildings.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't know if it had anything to do with them.
Why'd you tell me we're out of rations? Now I'm starving.
Our priority is scrambling the ship's signature key.
Your priority. You fellas here for repairs?
Just a minor calibration and fuel.
Just need to scan your ship in. Are you sure about that? I suppose I could skip that step. Aren't you, forgetting something? You said you'd skip the step. I could if I had some incentive of the financial variety. I think he means credits. Pleasure doing business with you. We're getting the hang of this civilian thing.
You dirty little shit's gonna still sell them out anyway.
This is Raspar 6 at Row Station.
Raspar.
Word on the channels is you're looking for a certain modified Omicron class attack shot.
Is that what's her name?
I might know where to find it.
Yes.
That information's
What was her name again?
Finnick Shand.
Transmit the coordinates and make sure they don't leave.
So we see her in the sequel trilogy era, but this is 30 years before that. I mean, the actress in real life is like 65. She looks incredible.
Yeah.
Can't sell that explosive.
You want to eat, don't you?
Why do Jack and I have to do all the repairs while you get to go sightseeing?
This is a supply run. In and out, quickly and
I think
quietly.
that Hunter is gonna stand out like swirly. He's got a tattoo covering half his fucking face.
Yeah.
All right, let's get moving. Mega, you're with us.
These rings.
Yeah,
from,
I was just thinking
probably
too.
from
Gaming people out
Yeah.
and fucking racketeering.
Yeah.
Exploit, yeah.
Extort. I was thinking extortion.
That's the
Because
word.
it's from Batman. I was trying to think of the word from Batman.
What are they celebrating?
The end of the war. Chain code post. Like on Seleucus.
Rampart.
Yeah. So do you recognize Seleucus? I'm sorry, the Pantora.
The blue people.
Yeah, Pantorans. So George made the first appearance of one.
He's the one, yeah.
Yeah, and he had a...
Where he was trying to get his daughter or something,
Senator
right?
Tucci.
Where he was a badass.
Yeah, he was a badass at because his
Yeah.
daughters, yeah. So we went to Pantoran Planet, and it was a winter... it was one of their moons. It was a moon
Okay.
And there was that abominable snowman thing.
Yeah, abominable.
Yeah, abominable. I always say abominable. It's abominable. In that Clone Wars arc, they went there as negotiators. They had their saber, but they didn't draw it
because it was the other people.
The Pantoran, the minister or whatever, wanted to wipe them out.
Yeah.
Look, this is a pyro, Denton, worth at least 1,800 credits.
Maybe in the black market, but I'm running a reputable business here. If you're looking to sell something, how about your droid?
He's a military prototype.
Yeah, give me 2,000.
Give me a minute. No, you can't be serious.
Wait,
we need the credits.
get yourself in trouble.
Once we get the supplies, I'll give you the signal and you can leave. Fine, but not at that price. I am worth more than 2,000. Make it 4,000.
3.
Deal.
I go to 35.
Yeah. Don't fuck it. What the fuck?
Hello there.
So they're in a show called Resistance, which is for young kids.
Those things?
Yeah. Vorpax.
Echo, go to your new owner. Yes, whatever you require.
Omega!
Use tracking skills. Tommy Lee Jones.
Watch it!
Sorry. You seem lost.
And she comes back to play the voice as well.
Friends. I can help with that. Not to worry. We'll find them.
They're so good at the facial expressions now, like when she's doing that little scrunchy nose thing that kids do.
Now get to work and start supervising these droids!
I beg your pardon. I am the droid in charge. Oh my, you're not a droid. You're right, Clink. I will report his deception at once.
I'll take your complaint.
Dear me.
Anyone else?
They pay for that?
Yeah, the guy probably knows who's going. Too busy worrying about his droid.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping me look for my friends. It's no trouble at all. You hungry, kid?
Yeah, but I don't have any credits.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. You're so kind.
My mistake.
We didn't pay for these.
It's okay to break the rules sometimes.
Are you a soldier?
Not
Soldier.
Then, if you're alone, you should come with us.
Now that's the best offer I've had in a long time. Come on, this way.
Oh, there's one of my friends now.
Omega, step away from her.
She was helping me look for you.
Yes, Omega and I were getting to know each other.
Not the melons.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Omega, run!
His fucking helmet.
Wrecker, easy with my ship.
Your ship!
There. That is the signature key.
Ah!
Got it. With a slight adjustment, we'll be able to scramble our signature whenever we need to.
Wrecker, Tech, Echo. I lost Omega. Somebody attacked us. Somebody who?
A woman. Highly trained. She's after the kid. I'll tap into the central security network. There should be enough cameras in this city to find her.
Cameras.
I made a bit of noise out here.
Pantora.
Well,
Very progressive.
Evidently.
Yeah.
unless you have a team of maintenance droids, it's going to be a while.
Gear up, fellas. We're going into the field.
I am afraid that isn't possible. We are prohibited from leaving this post.
The sooner we do this, the sooner you're back in charge.
I'm not capable of removing our restraining bolts.
That's why I'm the supervisor.
R2 knocked us off.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you're all going? You're not a droid.
You got me for a bargain.
4,000 seems like a lot. What's 3,000? 80,000.
Yeah, well, are you worth $3,000? You think someone will sell you?
No.
$3,000 what you would bring in?
Maybe 200 years ago. Huh, at least they're using
the security
Canon cameras. And I don't mean Canon as in the company. I mean it's in Canon with, yeah.
She went down into the maintenance tunnels. Head northwest at 151.
So it's obviously something they thought about, right? We can't put these things everywhere all the time.
She's got company.
There you are.
Rika,
You had us worried.
can we get out of here?
You got it. Get to the ship. I'll handle her.
That could be so much tougher than that.
Yeah.
I guess she's supposed to be highly trained. But they always
Yeah.
make it seem like he's just big and dumb, and
Yeah.
he's only useful when they need to roll a tank over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tech wasn't kidding. We got our work cut out for us.
I am not programmed to repair or assemble starships. Oh,
Chubby shit.
don't think. I give the orders around here. 225, DK3, get to work on the repulsors.
Rekka, where are you? Rekka, do you copy?
Reports of a child hanging from a tower in the lower
I do not see Rekka, but Omega is hanging from a maintenance tower in the skyway. Hanging? For now. I suggest you hurry.
Oh, episode 2. Security cameras in Padme's room. She didn't like me watching her.
You can thank me later. Tuck and roll when you land, kid.
It's only back first.
Rekka,
I'm gonna find Omega.
Hunter's already on it. Get back to the ship.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Dong, dong, dong.
Butt face motherfucker.
Yeah.
Pretty attentive cops on this planet.
Yeah, this is the capital city of Pandora.
He looks just like the guy who stole the speeder from.
Yeah. He's probably dead.
He's shot a cop.
Yeah, I mean, she's a bounty hunter, and they, you know. I think she does talk about in Mando and the Book of Boba Fett that, you know, she has a dirty past. But, you know, she's also nice to Omega, and
She has some redemptive qualities.
yeah.
So,
There's great sounds of these speeders, dude.
I know. Takes me back to the speeder bikes on Endor. I
Yeah,
always loved those when I was a kid.
yeah.
They didn't even sell them.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm missing all the action.
My diagnostic
He's
test
hilarious.
indicates
He jumps down.
Thanks for the help, boys. We need to go. Now. Rekka, pick up the pace. We don't have all day.
Whew.
No, they can't leave.
fake Shane.
Yeah.
She has to be a bounty hunter.
A what?
Someone hired to retrieve targets. And you appear to be the target.
You think she would know what a bounty hunter is?
We have to find out
If she
who
knows so much
is
about
there.
what they are, because they know they're cloned for a
Yeah.
bounty hunter. They revised that history. He wasn't a bounty hunter. He was.
No, wait. I tried to stop them.
If they come back, you know how to contact me.
You see that thing in her hair
The target got away,
up on the top?
but I'll find her.
It's like a web looking thing.
Oh, I might. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. That was it. What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. The animation, the action sequences, the sound effects.
Yeah, they kind of like the action sequences are just done well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
agree.
even the one Hunter, I thought that one should have gone. I mean, it could have gone that way, but I think he should have put up a little bit of a fight. But I think he just kind of underestimated her, and she's Wrecker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep saying Hunter for everything.
I know. they all look the same.
Yeah, y'all look alike. Carter.
What was that? I saw someone edited the bridge incident. I said, stop! I don't know what you be saying! They edited that in there for the bridge with the boat.
That is
hilarious.
Hilarious, yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't take a lot of notes because I felt like this is mostly just action oriented. There wasn't a lot of intrigue.
Yeah.
I did think Wrecker was underused for the sake of showing that Finnick was capable.
Yeah.
They had to show she could take out the big guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like, dude, he could have hit his head on that thing, and I know that you hit someone in the right spot,
Yeah.
no matter who they are, you
Yeah.
can knock them out.
Yeah.
That's why boxers cover up. Like, how many of the big guys take a hit to the chin all the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would have
There
preferred
aren't that many that have like an iron chin that they're just known for it. They're always getting hit.
Yeah.
And they just keep coming. I mean, Marciano was
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
He's got an iron chin.
So Marciano, Mayweather.
There's a few.
Yeah, I mean, but not predominantly.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah.
Normally they cover up because
he did go up fast. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say maybe they were thinking, okay, she has to take him out quickly, or he's gonna beat the shit out of her. So
and I
it's
get
like,
that, but to me, it's just I think he would have taken more punishment.
Yeah, maybe take him 2 hits, or maybe he gets up and then
Or she just gets away.
she falls down. He falls down and he gets back up. And she hits him again.
Yeah, it's just I understand there's an interest of time for the episode.
Yeah, a lot happened in 22 minutes.
So I get why she had to evade him so quickly.
Yeah.
I just feel as that character is made to be tough.
Made to be a tank.
He's made to be a tank. He's made to be tough.
His role is a tank. Like if this was an RPG, he'd be a tank.
Yeah, and nothing. It would take like a force to stop him.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I don't like that he was just
I agree.
snipped out. But everything with Hunter and her and the chase was pretty cool.
Yeah, and just their little hand-to-hand fight in town square, that was great too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, everything was cool. I mean, it was great that they actually showcased that she is trained. She's trained well.
Yeah.
But in terms of physical strength, like he still overpowered her.
Yeah.
So they didn't make it unrealistic. But at the same time, she's still capable enough, to stay on tight. If you get headbutted with the helmet.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Although it's also the opposite is not true. In the Star Wars and old trilogy, sequel trilogy, prequel trilogy, cartoons, you can hit someone when they have a helmet on. They don't do much. It's like you knock out stormtroopers like that, and
oh yeah,
it's something.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's even Wrecker. He had his helmet on.
Yeah, he had his helmet on, and
so I'm sorry, but it's the thing.
It's consistent with a canon that I don't love in that respect. Yeah. So we had a little Vorpack. It wasn't the cat thing. Those are Tuca cats. I thought we saw a Tuca cat. Maybe we didn't. They're in Resistance, this sequel trilogy cartoon that takes place kind of in between 7 and 8, and it's okay. It's clearly for kids. But Christopher Sean, the guy who plays Kaz, he is just a hell of a guy. I got to meet him. I was with my old YouTube channel. He called us out at a bar. He's like, "Hey, by the way, you didn't like the show at first, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Not me. It was another guy.
Yeah.
But he ended up taking a picture with us. He was real nice. He's talked to me on Instagram when I went through depression. He messaged me personally. And this guy, he won Mr. Asia for he's so handsome. And he took that money and he went to fucking acting school and he got hired an agent. So he could have done anything with that.
Took his looks and
yeah,
but made his life better.
Yeah, but he's been in Star Wars. He's been in a ton of video games. He's been on soap operas and stuff like that. But nice, nice fucking
what's
guy.
His name? Soldier Boy, Supernatural.
Oh, Dean Winchester.
What's his name?
Jensen Ackles.
Yeah,
weird name, Jensen.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he did the same thing. He's a model.
Yeah, he was a model, and then he was on like some soap opera.
Yeah. So, but then he's cool now.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, he's great. So we get to see we saw a luxury yacht in the show, and it was like in the old canon, it was like Lando's, but they take that thing, and I'm pretty sure it's in Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
There's a character that has it. I was looking at a couple notes before this, so I should have said something when I saw it, but I didn't. But we also got the mention of cameras, which another thing within Star Wars, they're not abundant.
They're the detention area, detention block of the Death Star.
Yeah.
That's when we first see them.
Yes.
And they are never utilized.
Never utilized. They mentioned them in the prequel trilogy a little bit.
Not much.
Yeah, they had Anakin was staring at him, so she covered him up.
Looking at her figure under the blankets.
Yeah. They're always conveniently there when they need to be, and conveniently not there when they don't need to be.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the show. I don't think... I'm definitely used to having a world where we're watched constantly. In Star Wars, that's just not the world. Certain planets have higher security and they have more cameras, but for the most part, it hasn't updated to feel like a version of our world. It is a...
No, it's not. Pretty far removed. I mean, some of the espionage shit and the Andor episodes and things, they're kind of a little more realistic.
Slightly updated too, certain things, yeah. They also kind of kept it, I think, Cold War feeling, I think at the very least.
With Andor, it's more like the atmosphere is more realistic, more relatable.
Yeah,
as
for
far
sure.
As, like, what they're doing, the realism of it, and kind of how characters are reacting versus the overarching kind of like Arthurian romance.
And Shakespearean for the prequel trilogy. Yeah. I did mention it during the reaction, but our Clone Wars arc, go check out that show. We finished it. Loved it. Well, I loved it, obviously. I think you loved it. I don't think you'd say the word love, but I
enjoyed it.
You did not have one big complaint about that show the whole way through, because I would have wrote it down.
I said I did not have a big complaint.
Not really, no, because I think the things that you didn't love, you just, all right, whatever. 22 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of...
You even enjoyed some Jar Jar stuff, because he's a cartoon, and it's in a cartoon, and when he's cartoony in a cartoon...
There. He's annoying, but...
Yeah, I mean, George, it was the one thing he listened, because he is known for doing what he wants, and he doesn't want anyone to tell him what to do, or he does what he wants. He writes what he wants. He very rarely will he take any kind of input. Actually, Hayden Christensen and Ewan and the stunt director Nick Gillard, they had a lot of input, and George barely, for certain things like the climactic how Anakin got hit, they had a really cool move that I think is actually for the sake of time they ended up not doing. But Hayden said when it came to the performances for certain things, George would always say, okay, do what you want. We'll do as many takes as you want. 99% of the time, he always did the take that he wanted from Hayden, instead of doing what Hayden did. Like, he said, let me try it like this. But when it came to Jar Jar, he said, all right, he's fucking done. He was barely in 2, Yeah, and in 3, he was just on Theed and for Padme's funeral.
Yeah, this is a big backlash, man.
Yeah, and the actor, he was personally attacked, and
that's a bit much.
He almost committed suicide.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he almost jumped off a bridge.
That's where Liam Neeson's cult comment comes in. It's like, come on.
Well, yeah, and it's always
you look at the people. We talked about Pantera in this episode. One of its members was fucking shot and killed on stage because they said they blamed him for the band's breakup. And so, as I'm saying, like, this cultish mentality over your entertainment.
And it's funny because I've talked to some of those people. I feel like I know more about Star Wars than them too. It's just like they have a cult personality.
Yeah.
And they do that with other stuff they like that. They did that with Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's whatever. What'd you think of seeing Fennec in general?
I think it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked good.
Yeah,
she sounded cool.
Yeah,
she performed well.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no complaints about it.
It makes sense that...
The only complaint I have was about the fight with Wrecker. I think but that's all more on the terms of Wrecker. Like, she could have thrown him into something and he could have gotten shocked, and they could have made it seem more like he got electrocuted and like it impaired him.
Steam.
Or steam blew in his face. He's like, I couldn't see.
Yeah, but he just
fucking got knocked out.
They used that steam. They animated it, but they didn't make it a thing.
Yeah.
And he falls because he got knocked out.
I know. I don't like that, but I don't like because more of on Wrecker than her. Like, I enjoy.
She did what she should do. Like, I'm going to use his momentum to try to take him out quickly.
Yep.
But like, he's a one guy, because I think that could work on anyone but Wrecker. But Wrecker should have took 2 or 3 hits.
It should have hit him into the wall, and he turns around and, and then goes after her again.
And then something falls on him. Or something. They'd make it funny, you know. But anyways, we now know that there's a bounty hunter after them. By the way, one thing I wanted to say real quick. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show did this so well. They had Zach Braff from Scrubs play like a trucker. Okay. Do you remember that? He was transporting, they were in the back of the truck because you were a little drinking during that time, but young Ray was asking about his mother and, and she's like, and you could see the sadness. And then in the front of the truck, they just had Zach Braff in it was like a puppetry combined with a suit. It was amazing. In this show, we had like the guy working at the docking bay. We had this blue collar feel interwoven within like, okay, we have the city guards, we have the Pantorans, we have the blue people, we have the people in the market. And the guy at the market, he had an agenda. The guy who was at the docking bay had an agenda. so he had this blue collar feel that I think brings the world to life in a good way.
It does.
Yeah.
Significantly.
We even have, like, for me, like, hearing the chatter over the comms. So he's like, there's a child hanging from the whatever.
Well, that kind of shit in Andor with, like, the antiques front.
Yeah, it does it so well.
Like the antique shops in Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess there would be.
It ties you into the history of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, this place has a history. It's not just, it's all the, you know, the militaristic side of it where they have access to the data.
Yeah.
You have this front where it's like, oh, yeah, you know, they have the, what were they called? Rakatan.
Yeah, the Rakatan Empire.
Yeah,
the
Rakatan Empire.
Yeah.
And then so it's like just like having that history.
Which has been canonized because
that is such a fucking great game. And I've heard that they were going to remake it.
Yeah.
And then it got dropped. So like it kind of went in the limbo.
Well, it just, so they haven't officially canceled it. I don't think they'll officially cancel it. I think what will happen is they'll just try to do it again. So Aspire, they just did a bad job. So Disney said this is not holding up to the standards for the biggest game ever. You know, they got canned. And Final Fantasy VII Remake was in development for like 18 months with the company. And then Square said, no, this isn't good enough. So they canned it, hired another development team. So I think that's what will happen.
Well, I hope they do that. Because that game, I remember, I have not played a lot of Star Wars games. I played that. I played Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
And I played
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order might have it.
Fallen Order is a great fucking game.
They might,
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And the Sith chick's cute.
But the mythos of KOTOR, the mythology, what the history is amazing.
Everything, the world that it built
and
at its time.
The twist with the main character. Like, no games did that yet.
Yeah, that was great. That was great, and everything with the Rakatan Empire and how that tied into Star Wars, like the old mythology.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Because I love Ancient Civilizations, and that show kind of did that for me. Yeah. First.
It filled that.
You know, and George really knew what he was doing when he said, all right, well, the old Republic was shiny and bright and beautiful, but the old trilogy has to look like it's used. Like he said, like this has to look dirty and used, and it has to look like it has to have a history. And that's why I think he did that so well with that.
Well, I wish they would have done it with the others too, though. I mean, the problem with CG at the time, especially, was that it looks too clean. It looks too shiny.
Well, that's
it pops. Like it not even pops in a good way. It's very. I don't know. I feel like that.
You talk about composition, like it's not comped in a way where it looks like there are people in a digital environment.
Well, not even that, but like it doesn't look like it's lived in.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things are existing in it. I know Andor is set in the same time period as the original trilogy. So
but it's
supposed to give it kind of
slightly,
well, more or less the beginning of the Empire.
Yeah.
And
was it 7 years or whatever before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like other creators have kind of dropped that one because you see both. You see clean environments and you see.
Because Rogue One they did a pretty good job. But like I said, it's still set in the same similar time period versus the prequels, as opposed.
Yeah, it's like a year. It's like a week before, right?
Yeah.
Because he goes right into episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he made those, he was like the new trilogy, like at the time. He knew the prequel trilogy was clean and beautiful. And this one, he'd be on set throwing dirt, like rubbing it into things. He says, this has to look dirty.
I just feel as though that the prequel trilogy would have benefited from like some practical, like a lot more practicality instead of like going green screens.
I agree.
Green screens everywhere.
No, I agree.
And
I agree.
I feel like that was a fault.
Funny enough, one had more puppets and sets built than the old trilogy combined, but there was CG in it. 2 and 3 really went crazy with the CG. But 1, which is, I love 1.
The old trilogy probably only had pretty limited on budget and shit. What they could produce.
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, and budgetary reasons are also the reason why he chose to do some CG stuff. Like, if it was made now, he's okay, now we have, like, the way they build these sets now and the way we can utilize the volume, we can have these hyper-realistic real worlds that don't look CG, but it's just, unfortunately.
It is what it is.
I love the prequels, but I noticed, like, to me,
the prequels have their gems.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Like, it's got the best music.
I'm glad we got Christopher Lee. I'm glad for the lightsaber duels.
Best music.
Darth Maul was a gift.
It was a gift from God, yeah.
Yeah, Jango Fett, all that shit with him was cool.
Yeah, it's great, and it gave, like, it...
So there's a lot of good shit. I just think that overall, it's just kind of, the claim that was made for kids, all right, let the kids have that. Because it's just...
Well, 3 is the only PG-13 one. I think 3 is more... I think, because 3 is the best, I think, for sure. That's how I feel about it. It's rated the best, it's kind of looked at the best, and it's the darkest. 3... 6, 5 is very dark, obviously. I think 6, I don't know. We're talking forever. My Mexican friends are editing this. We want to do another one, and now he's not going to want to do Final Fantasy. Guys, if you like talks like this, we love having talks like this. We got to do another one. So make sure you check us out on Patreon. See you next week.